keep myself here. So the video, start with the hip flexor stretch, right? Tuck in our hips. And go about 30 seconds or 5 good breaths here, staying nice and stacked. So, as I was mentioning to our Instagram Live audience, we will be kind of transitioning to some different programming where we're going to be focusing on more volume with some of these basic movements that we've been practicing, and really trying to fatigue those patterns so that we improve our capacity as far as like aerobic capacity in those movements, but also it's a great way to train hypertrophy, right? Lots of volume, kind of breaking the muscles down so that we're building muscle, right? It takes a lot of work to really build muscle, and if you ever want to do the full program, we're doing like half the volume of the full program. If you ever want to do that, it's really challenging. Like, it beats you up, and you really need to prioritize rest. If you have like a normal job, I feel like it can be really challenging, like to do that and be beat up all week and sore all the time. Like, if you need to perform into other things in life, like, it can be tough. Got a nice little shining spot right there for the camera. Finish up our stretch there. We're going to reinforce the stretch with a single leg hip thrust. If you don't have a bench or a couch, you can just go to a single leg bridge position on the floor. So you go single leg bridge or single leg hip thrust. Let's take a shining spot. You're right. That's weird. Why are you there? Alright, so from here, we're going to march up. We're just going 10 each side. Or you can do a cook bridge here on the ground. One knee driving towards the chest. Bridging up, just like that. I don't know if you can see Janelle. It's also a good variation here to just kind of reinforce good hip extension here using our backside. 10 each way. Driving through that heel. So I hope you're all excited about some, new programming and some different ways to do some of this stuff. It's good to just get variety to stay interested, not get so bored, but one to get lots of practice. And like I said, we're just kind of trying to challenge you in different ways. Once you're done, 10 on each side, we're going to go to a hand walkout. So feet will stay planted. Walking the hands out as far as you can without letting, your back and your core, without losing the tension there. Let's see, we might have to go the long way here. Here, we're going to try and keep our knees nice and straight so we get a nice little stretch behind the legs. Walking out. We're only going to do 5 of these. Walking out, getting some good tension here. We're just going to walk our hands up to the point where we get a good stretch. And then back out. It's not shoes. Is that we went hiking, I think. I brushed them off outside, and that little brushy thing seems to work pretty good. That little mat. It worked pretty good for me. back to the beginning here. We're going to start with that hip flexor stretch. There he is. Morning, Richard. Back to that. Like I said, you don't even have to elevate the leg necessarily if you're just really focusing on keeping your butt tucked, keeping your ribs back, staying nice and tall. You should still be able to get this stretch. You know, I've had a lot of people like, yeah, I don't really feel anything. Tuck. Think about drawing your back pockets towards the floor, ribs back, nice and tall. You should be able to feel that stretch. But, yeah, I'm going to go a little deeper here. Morning, hope you all had a good weekend. Yeah, it looks like it's going to be a really nice day today. Janelle and I are planning on barbecuing some carne asada, some veggies, making some more corn tortillas.
Yeah.
Mmm.
So good.
Man, those were so good the other night. Well, I'll explain it one more time. Well, I'm probably going to explain it a couple more times, but for Richard, today we're changing up programming a little bit. It's been a month of exercising and doing this particular programming, and decided we're going to mix it up a little bit. We're going to take all those movements we've been learning and try to do a little more volume with them and kind of find a place where we can really challenge ourselves and continue to grow. And this particular strategy is more hypertrophy based, so we'll mix it in like probably 3 times a week. Kind of every other day, just to give you some rest from it. I mean, it does get kind of repetitive too. That's the one thing, like, I never really liked doing a lot of the bodybuilding type stuff. It's just very repetitive. I like to kind of change it up and do different things and be, I don't know, working on certain skills that aren't necessarily just, you know, trying to get a big pump every time. Not that that's a bad thing or whatever, it's just, I just want to stay stimulated in different ways, right? So, okay, back to either a single leg bridge or single leg hip lift on a bench or the couch. Either one is fine as long as you're really working on really trying to get those hamstrings and glutes to wake up. Oh, fancy. Can do what Janelle's doing over here with a single leg bridge on the ball, an incline bridge. And 10, switch. And one more time with that hand walk out. Actually,
Good. It's all about ice skating.
ice skating? You were ice skating in your dreams?
Yeah. We
Yeah.
were like having dinner on the ice and then on breaks. So we go ice skating.
I think I tried it once when I was a kid, and then I hated it because I sucked at it, and just no patience as a kid.
Ice skating?
You ice skated?
Yeah, I was a cloud. I did a show.
A cloud?
Yeah, it was like an ice skating show. I was a floating cloud.
Janelle's done pretty much everything.
Except for golf.
Oh yeah, golf is a whole other animal.
Change the shorts.
right? The heater was on down here. Last couple here. And we'll work into our next kind of ramping up circuit of things before we get into our main workout. This next set of things is just to kind of try and ramp you up, get your heart rate up a little bit. So we're going to start with some seal jacks. Seal jacks, some fallout lunges, and then we're going to do some band pull parts. If you don't have bands, you can use some dumbbells, some really light dumbbells for like some reverse flies, but let's start with seal jacks. Just 15 here. This is where it's like basically jumping jack, but it's, arms are going in the horizontal. The fall lunge to the side, so you can do this alternating sides. We're just going to go 8 each side, so we fall out. You can almost pretend like you're throwing a ball on this one, right? Here, boom. Step. I just got to go this way because I don't have enough room. Here we step, boom. Load. And you're trying, when you do this one, you're trying to really shift all of your weight over to that one leg. Getting your hips over, your chest over, you can kind of coil over. Coil over the leg, push up. Coil, push up. Should be getting to 10 on each leg. Good morning, Birdie. Thanks for joining us. Fall lunge. Boom. Yeah. 10 on each side. You can alternate. Do the alternating version. Just trying to get you ramping up here. If you haven't bought a band yet, like I said, you have some light dumbbells, or I mean, you could do this the same. You could do this with body weight, right? If I'm just in a bent over position, reaching my thumbs up towards the ceiling, it's kind of the same thing we're trying to get at here, just waking up some of those upper back muscles here. I'm going to do a band pull part. Like I said, you can do some, if you have some light dumbbells, you can go over here to this chest supported position where you're kind of bent over your planted feet, and then you're just going to do reverse fly for 15. Trying to really wake these muscles up. Same motion here with the seal jack, just a little bit more powerful. Not horizontal. We got 15, right?
Yeah.
Fall out lunge. Falling out, loading up. Just like you're throwing and loading up like a medicine ball, right? Like you're throwing that ball at the wall, you load up, boom. There we go. That's a heavy one. Boom. Yeah, stay nice and upright. Let your hips and your legs do the work. Boom. Shift that weight over. Really getting into those hips. Loosening those hips up. Back to the band pull part. or the reverse fly, or you can just be in that chest supported position and you're just working on getting those thumbs up to the ceiling, keeping a nice straight back. Could do it from a bent over position like that. And here we're just trying to warm up those upper back muscles a little bit. And we're going to do one more round of these before we get into our main circuit of things. And if we have any time left, which we might, we'll see, we'll do a little bit of accessory work as far as like some abs and maybe some arms, but mostly wanted to focus on this this kind of core circuit of things that we're going to do. One more time with the seal jack. 15 reps. Okay, right into those fall out lunges. Okay, let's just find out the space. Let's do 10 on each side. Any of you guys watching Money Heist? Janelle's got me watching that show. She's been bugging me to watch it for a while.
All because of Caitlin.
Yeah, Caitlin was all about this, I guess. It's pretty good. It is funny to see the different cultural dramas, like what they emphasize as far as like the drama in their like social environment or social. A lot of it has to do with like multiple partners and cheating, and I guess that happens everywhere, but this one in particular. Good morning. Oh, Ozark, yeah. Ozark is that's an intense show. We watched a few, but we were watching it late at night. I'd love to watch it, but I was like, I can't watch this before bed because I was like so stressed out. Like the dude's family is in danger. Like, I was having a hard time with that one. But 15 band pull apart, and then we're gonna get into our main circuit of things here.
I still want to watch it.
Nice, Trolls World Tour. Trolls. Nice. That sounds awesome. Finish hour 15, and then I'll start to explain kind of the main chunk of our workout today. Once we get going, there's not going to be a whole lot of time to talk. It's just going to be kind of getting some work done. And I plan on really trying to push it on this one. So first one was better. You gonna watch Trolls? Trolls? You've never seen Trolls?
Like Smurfs?
Not Smurfs. Trolls. Okay, so 5 movements. We're gonna start with a hinge. So you can either, if you have a dumbbell, try and use probably your medium to heavier weight here. If you have a band, we can still do the good morning, but I really want you to get quite a bit of tension out of these. Your goal is to hit 15 reps in 30 seconds. Or at least try and get close to that. If you can do way more than 15, then you need to up the resistance of the particular movement that we're going to do. So with our hinge, there are some options. I'm going to be doing an RDL because that's kind of the heaviest thing that I have around, a couple 40s. If you have a heavy dumbbell, you can go to like that kettlebell dumbbell deadlift. Yeah, that's kind of the main options. I guess if you have to, we can go to like a hip lift on the bench. It's still kind of more posterior chain. We did the single leg version here in our warm up, but I'm going to be doing an RDL. Feel free to do a dumbbell or a kettlebell version of like a deadlift if you want to get a little bit deeper and go a little bit slower to get a little more tension. But ideally, we're trying to get 15 reps out of everything that we're doing. We're going to have 30 seconds of rest. So it's 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off. when we come to the next exercise, so next one 2 is going to be some sort of press. So you can do a push-up, you can do a dumbbell press. I'm going to try and get my stress out of the dumbbells that we have. I'm going to use the same ones, some 40s, and see how that goes, because it is going to be 3 rounds. The first round, probably not going to be that difficult, to be honest. It starts to get a little bit more challenging towards the middle and end as we accumulate more fatigue. Ideally, if we're using enough weight, and then so we got the hinge, we got the press, and then we're going to do a goblet squat or some sort of squat. If you don't have weight, I mean, you just go ahead and squat to a seat. Again, 30 seconds or 15 reps, and I'm probably going to go to more of a goblet squat position, and then we're going to do a chest supported row or a bent over row. From here, I'm probably going to do it from a more supported position, because I really want to give my legs a little bit of a break as I go and really try to use more of my upper back. And then the last thing we're going to do is just something a little bit more explosive, something to get your heart rate up. You can either do alternating dumbbell snatches, or you can do a kettlebell swing. So those are kind of the options, and I'll be sure to reiterate in that first round kind of what we're working on, what we're doing. But we're starting with a hinge variation, 15 reps. Find your weight. I'm going to be doing some 40s, and I'm just going to go RDO, right? I'm just going to go down to the point where I get into my hinge and up, and I'm going to see how that feels for 15 reps. And, you know, again, we know tempo can help us control some tension, right? So we may have to use some of that to make sure that we're getting enough fatigue and stress and making this little circuit worth our time. And so once we get started, I'm going to start the timer. It's going to have a 5-second countdown. We're just going to get going. We're going to have a minute of rest between each round, so quite a bit of rest there. And I'll let you know as we reset the timer. So kind of plan out what you're going to do. RDO, push up, what we got? RDL, push up, squat, some sort of row. You can use a band, right? You can still row with a band, do some other variations. TRX, you know, you can change your angle. And then swings or alternating dumbbell snatch. Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. We got a 5-second countdown, and then we're off. And 5. Wait. 5. There we go. 3, 2, 1, and we're on. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. And if you don't get all of them, that's okay. Just keep track of your reps. You know, because we're going to be doing this again at some point. You can see if you can beat your reps, or if you can do it with more, with more weight. Hold on here, I gotta fix this.
What's next?
Push up. My interval timer was wrong, sorry. That's weird. Do you have a timer on your watch? Alright, we're going off Janelle because this timer online is not.
Just do the 130 and just go 30 seconds.
Ready? We'll just do it for this round, then I'll set something up on the next round.
Ready, go.
Push up. Or dumbbell press, or whatever you gotta do to get 15 reps, or about 15 reps, and make it challenging for yourself. Two, 1. Good, you're going into a goblet squat next. Let's see if I can find.
Five, three,
2.
1.
Alright, I got you on the next round. That's annoying. Okay. Swings. Or no, row. Sorry. Row.
Start. 5,
I'm sorry. I'll do it on the next round.
3, 2, 1.
Chest support row.
Five, 3, 2, 1.
Last one you got is either swing or alternating dumbbell press. Or alternating dumbbell snatch, sorry. Said you backlit like an angel.
Nice. La, 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 la.
You gonna do snatches?
This one. Middle lot stretch. 3, 2, 1.
Alright, 1 minute. Count off 1 minute and then I'll have a timer ready for the next round. So that we can just do the work and not have to think about timer. Should get your heart rate up. What else were they saying? Oh, whatever, Tasha. I don't know if she's still here or not. Alright, almost ready?
20 seconds.
Okay, let's get ready. I got a countdown timer here. Like I said, if you got all 15 reps,
10.
you might think about trying to find a way to make it more challenging. Ideally, you wouldn't be able to complete every single rep throughout being fatigued, especially in the last round, so that we can come back and compare it to something as you get stronger. 5, 4, 3, got the RDLs, right? Or your hinge position here. Maybe you're doing a sumo deadlift. It's okay. 2, how did you get? Push up, dumbbell press. I was gonna do a dumbbell press, but there's just not enough room for all of us in here. Push-ups will do. So if you get all 15 push-ups, maybe think about trying to load that next time, right? 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1, go. So I think I'll try to elevate my feet next time to make that a little bit more challenging, since I got all of them. Goblet squat. If you don't have any weight, you could just squat to a seat. Whatever you're doing 15, 3, 2, 1, go. Chest supported row. Four, 3, 2, 1. Swing or alternating dumbbell snatch. I have a feeling you guys are just crushing all these reps. It's hard to get enough weight sometimes in some of these things. Two, 1. With the swings, if you can do more than 15, just keep going. We'll just keep going. 1 minute. Then we got one more round. And then we'll work on a little bit of accessory stuff here at the end. How you guys doing with it? You guys just crushing all the reps, getting all 15? I'm curious. I don't know. No responses, so maybe that's a good indicator that you're breathing hard. I don't know. Or you're so bored. Just making it to 15. What's up, Ryan? Right in the middle of the heat of the workout here. Amy just thumbs up. All right. Here we go again. Last round. Last round, 5. Starting with those RDLs.
Except push-ups.
Is that Richard?
Jesse.
Jesse? Yeah. shooting for all 30 seconds or 15. Thanks for stopping by, Ryan. I'll be sure to throw in some exercises just for you. Push up. Yeah. Squat. Three, two, one. Row. Row and swing, and then we're done with this chunk of the workout. 3, 2, 1. Last swing. Ten seconds. 5. Go. Try and go the whole 30 seconds, even if you get more than 15. Catch your breath. All right. How was that? Easy, medium, tough? How was it for you guys? Now this is just day 1 of this particular structure.
Do the reps go up or do?
Well, the weight's actually supposed to go up. Thumbs up from Birdie. Cool. Catch your breath. Here, we're going to be working on just some different core positions. So, we'll work on our side planks. If you have an ab wheel, we're going to do the ab wheel. Just right. Yeah. Yeah, good. So, it can be kind of challenging if we don't have the... Oh, I guess we're all done. Wow.
Wow.
If we don't have the right weight to really resist us, it can be kind of challenging to continue to really stress ourselves in that particular circuit, but it's pretty good. You can get your heart rate up. It's fatiguing, and we'll be doing it again this week. So getting more and more practice, you'll adjust, and you should be able to do either more weight or more reps. But for right now, we're going to go right into either, if you have an ab wheel, we'll do that. If not, we're going to go to a side plank. We're going to work through just good positioning with our core here. Which one would you like to do?
The ab whip. Where's that?
I think I tossed it under there. So in your side plank, we're stacking that shoulder, right? Doing a good job, making sure we're feeling more of our armpit. You can start either with our knees, stacking our feet towards our butt, and then pushing with both hands, getting our hips off of the ground. From there, you're gonna take 5 good breaths, reinforcing tension through those obliques. If you're doing the ab wheel, you're gonna roll out, you're gonna do your best not to let your lower back dip towards the floor. Nice. Janelle's crushing it. She's able to keep her spine in the same position throughout the whole roll, right? Like her spine stays nice and straight. You don't see much like bending if you're looking from your point of view. She's just rock solid. And that's what we're looking for there. We're going to shoot for 10 of those. I said 5 breaths, switch sides. You want to make it a little more challenging, you're going to put your feet are going to go, well, the top leg's always going to go in front, right? And then you're going to bridge yourself up from here with legs straight. Again, you can use both hands to push away from the floor, getting you to face towards the ground a little bit. It's going to help us feel more of the muscles like through our obliques here on the side, not just kind of here on the back side or on just the side. So we want this whole chain of things that control our rib cage to come back and help us. I mean, you get
9.
Get it. Cool. Next thing we're going to go to is the hollow hold. Really like these positions of lots of feedback from the ground. We're going to try and get our hands and feet up towards the ceiling as tall as we can. We're going to let our hands and feet fall away from each other towards the head. Feet going that way, not the wide way, the length way. And you're going to go to the point where you feel like it's hard to keep your lower back flat on the floor. And then from that position, you're going to take some breaths. So try and push my hand. There you go. You're going to try and take 5 breaths from that position, basically challenging your core position and still being able to breathe, right? It's super important. Nope. What we got going on? No, you don't have to turn on that, I will. Janelle is being fancy. I guess you can do whatever you like, but it's not necessarily what we're working on. Again, so here in that hollow hold position, let's do a couple rounds of this, 5 good breaths. Just really practicing breathing, like keeping our lower back and our back flat, ribs back, abs tight. Being able to kind of challenge ourselves by putting our feet and hands away from each other, still being able to get some good breath. How's it feel?
Hard.
Okay. Finish up. Next thing we got are rolling planks. So now we're going from that kind of side plank position to front plank to side plank. And so it's kind of hard to do on the ground if you can't do the side plank with the hips up. So the variation, excuse me, Joe. The variation would be to go on a couch or a bench. So if you can't really see me. Turn you here for a second. Okay, so if I were to start in a plank on a couch or a bench and then rotate, so my feet and everything rotate, boom, come down, take a good breath. So it's like 1 good breath from each position, like really holding. I don't know if you can see my feet, but my feet are gonna rotate. My feet are gonna rotate together so they go flat, toes are up, flat, toes are up, so it transitions really easily. You can do it from the ground as well, but you know, basically the idea, you see Janelle's feet kind of just pivot and rotate as she goes. She doesn't have to take any steps or anything. Rolling planks, feeling those abs. So I didn't really give you a number, but yeah, and all this stuff we're looking for about 30 seconds to a minute of being under tension. And I would assume that if you get 8 on each side, 8 side planks on each side, should be good. Finish it up. We're going to go back to either the ab wheel or the side plank, just this kind of static side plank or the isometric, not the moving. It's either 10 ab wheels or it's 5 breaths on each side for your side plank. Let's get one more round of stuff in here. Man, I feel like I'm gonna fall off this thing.
The other way.
What?
No, horizontal.
Oh. Alright, into the hollow hold. Hands and feet up. Keeping that lower back nice and flat to the ground the whole time. From here, I'm going to let those hands and feet fall out. I'm going to force my lower back flat to the ground. I'm going to try and take 5 breaths from this position. After the ab wheel, it's burning. See if we can't get 2 rounds here or 5 breaths. Take your time. There's no rush. Let's see where we at on time. Yeah, we got time. How's it feel?
Alright.
Nice. Last time, what?
Whoa!
Last time with those rolling planks, and you know, if you're going from the ground, it's really the same thing. It's being in a plank, pivoting the feet, rolling, reaching up, back and forth. Let's try and get 8. Basically 8 side planks on each side. There we go, perfect. Down, 1 breath at the bottom, just so you get like a good maybe 2-second pause there. Owning that position, good, perfect. Exactly what we're looking for. Each side, finish it out. You done?
Yeah.
How was the workout today? Love some feedback on some of the kind of new structures. Just kind of another way to switch things up, keep it interesting, while also keeping you strong. especially in these kind of main movement patterns, getting a little more volume, getting that heart rate up. Maybe everybody's still finishing, or they've all decided to peace out.
Breakfast.
Yep. I'm dead. I like the new stuff. It's a nice change up. Nice. Glad to hear it. Thank you guys so much for being here every morning. I always appreciate it. Yeah, it gets me going. Keeps me accountable. And I'm glad you guys enjoyed the new stuff. We'll meet up tomorrow. Tomorrow will be a little bit different. I still need to kind of figure out how I want to change up with this kind of programming, what I want to do on the off days. But we're still going to do stuff, still going to sweat. As always, thank you so much. I will see you in the morning. I hope you have a good day. Go get some sunshine. If you haven't gotten a lot of sunshine, do it intermittently. Don't get burnt. Just go out for like a couple minutes at a time. Kind of let your skin build up some tolerance. And yeah, it's going to be a nice one. So you can check on some videos of us later with our barbecue and yeah.
BBQ.
Yep. All right, guys. I know, sun. It's going to be awesome. I'm so excited. All right, guys. Have a good weekend. Or a good week. Yeah, have a good week. I don't even know what day it is anymore. It's bizarre. And I'll see you tomorrow.